Hi everyone, this is Christine Josty from Mill Something Pretty, and I'm excited to show you today the new paper trimmer. I have the paper trimmer that Stampin' Up sold for years right here, and I have their brand new one right here, and I wanted to do a little comparison. I know there's some online that you may have seen, but I figured I would do one too. So I don't even know if you can see, I'm using my new camera, so I'm excited, so it shouldn't cut out like some other videos have. This old trimmer is a little bit higher up off the table than this one. I don't know if you can see the flatness. I don't know if it's hard to see, but I actually really like how this one is closer to the table. I have another cutter that I do a lot of cutting on. It's like one of those guillotines, and it's really high up off the table. And I have to say, I'm really liking how this is just so flush with the table. I made a bunch of cards today and last night, and I only used this new trimmer, so I'm pretty happy with it. You can kind of see the blades are slightly different. Actually, I shouldn't say slightly, they are pretty different, which I think is one of the benefits. Let's see. Just kind of, I don't really have a script. There's a lock on this one that opens up, and this one there's no like switch lock, but it kind of, when you close it, it just automatically, can you hear the click in? And I like that. And then they have this nice little handle, which I found to be pretty helpful. I'm going to take some photographs and I will post them on my website so you can kind of see the differences of the blades, but just take my word for it. The old blade is pretty shallow, I guess. You know, it's not very deep, and this one is much, much deeper. And because of that, they had oh, this is all gunky. This reservoir was thicker, or I guess, yeah, thicker. And then you used to have to really, you had to like push your blade. And this one, not so much. It's a much thinner reservoir. It's also, if you can see, it's also a little bit thinner. So you can see I even have stuff in here, and I usually take a paintbrush to get it out. This one is thinner, so you should be less likely to get, you know, some of the paper dust and all that stuff. But if you do, you can still use a paintbrush to take it out. Okay, let's see. Maybe I should have written things down so I knew what to talk about. But on this new one, there's a hole, so you can, you know, hang it on the wall. You can just either on a hook or a nail, or you can even put a ribbon through it and hang it up. It's like I said, it's pretty narrow. You can see this one is much thicker. So even if you wanted to, you know, like put it on a shelf, either way, it's pretty narrow. So it's not going to take up much room. As I have it flipped over, the older one does have like a little case that you could put your extra blades, and there is none here. However, it's much lighter. So this was, you know, not that it's heavy, but it was heavier. And this one's much lighter. And so it's definitely portable to throw in a bag if you're going to go to your friend's house, or, you know, take it to a class or whatever, but it's good. Now this one's all jammed. Okay. The old one had an extender arm. They both do. And this went to about 14.5 inches, and it locked in there. And the new one, it's a tighter fit, is a much longer one. It goes to 17 inches. So you really get almost 3 inches more if you were doing, I'm thinking school project for long paper. That would be good. And it clicks right in like that, and then it just fits really nicely. One thing I found that I had to get used to, like this is just a smooth, and actually bevels goes down. There's this little lip here, so I know when I was cutting paper, and I'll cut some in a sec, and when I was trying to slide the paper off, it would get caught in here. So I just had to get used to sliding it off this way. And there's also a lip on the bottom, but I actually think that might be handy, and sometimes if you want to put your paper in an angle. So we're figuring that out, but it's an easy thing to switch. Other little things that are different, you had your ruler here, and you also had it above the paper, whereas this, you'll see when I cut, it's below the paper. So I know I showed this at a class the other day, and some people think that they might miss the ruler. Your scrap paper. You know, when you put your paper in, you're not going to see the ruler So a few things you could do. You could just take a pen and mark, or a paint marker, and mark the inches if you wanted to. You can take one of those, you know, those tape measures that have like the button and the retractable thing. You could, and the retractable thing always breaks. You could glue that on here. Just, you know, obviously you line it up so it's exactly the same. And I'm wondering if they even have washi tape or masking tape or something that has measurements. You could stick that on there. But I have to say that hasn't bothered me when I'm cutting. I'm just gonna put this old one away because I'm gonna start cutting some paper to show you. Let's see, there's a little divot. So if you wanted to take your blades out, they slide out, but they don't really fall out very easily because it's small. You can see the blade, it's much, let's see, this one is actually harder to get out. See if you can see, I can't even hold it. I'm going to take a picture, but there's a huge difference. It's like at least double the size. And Stampin' Up! Did a little training for us demonstrators, and they said that this was the blade they wanted for the old trimmer, and for whatever reason they didn't get it, but now they have it, and so that's good. If you wanted to swap your, this is a scoring blade, if you wanted to swap them, you know, you just take them off and swap them. It actually comes that the cutting blade was on top, and I've gotten used to because of the other one with the scoring blade on top, and you know, it goes further than you need it, same thing over here, so it kind of stays out of the way, so you can decide which one you like. All right, so let's do some cutting. All right, so I have a piece of cardstock. It is tranquil tide. Oh, sometimes what I do is actually I score first if I'm going to make a card base. So I would line up on my 4 1/4. You can kind of hear that close, so it's closed. And this scores much better than the other one. If you can see it, the other one was like very faded, so it's a much better score mark. So that's a good thing. And then I would line up here on the 5 1/2. So you can either, depending on where your blade is, you can push up or you can pull back to cut. Stampin' Up! Actually said, the training I was watching the other day, I guess some people were so used with the other trimmer, they really like push down to cut, because I guess you had to with the other one. This one you don't. So you just glide it up. So it's a nice finger hold because it has the two things. So you don't have to push it down. You just push it, but don't push it down and out. And there's that little lip. You get the beautiful cut. Really, really, really nice cut. I'm going to show you, actually I think I grabbed a piece of every type of paper. So this one I really wouldn't score. So I'm actually going to cut this on the 4 1/4 just because I would use that more often. So you can see too, there's a ruler halfway through to help you kind of measure, and then each of these are 1/4 inch blocks, kind of like the other one had. So I'm going to line it up on the 4 1/4. Again, I'm just gliding it up. And I know in the other one, sometimes the white paper would get this little pilly, or it wasn't cut. You can see it's a beautiful cut. Now it is a new trimmer, although I've used it actually quite a lot. Beautiful cuts. I have heard, not from, I don't know who I heard it from, another demonstrator anyways, that supposedly you can get like 1,000 cuts with these blades, whereas the old one I think you got like 300 or 400. So that's a huge difference. And also Stampin' Up! Is, first let me say, these new trimmers will be available for everybody on November 1st. So that's really exciting. For $25, which that is very exciting. It's not a lot of investment, and it is really a nice trimmer. The extra blades will not be on sale till January. And that was a conscious decision with the old trimmer. And you may know, like, there was this crazy situation with the blades, and everyone got the blades, and it was just crazy. So they decided you don't need the blades right away because they last so long. So they're going to be offered in January during Celebration, which is great because everyone likes to order during Celebration. So I'm fine with not having extra blades right now. This is the champagne foil paper, and I'm actually making a project. So I know I want this at 2 inches. Again, just a nice little cut up. And pretty clean. That's my finger mark. Pretty clean. So that's great. Let's see, I have vellum, and I'll just do that at 2 inches too. That's a really nice cut. And oh no, I have 2 more. I haven't even cut the glitter paper yet to see how it is. Let's just cut this at 1 inch. Oh, the other thing before I cut, this is a little bit wider on this side too, which is kind of nice, because if I wanted to cut, I never do it this way, but if I wanted to cut, I'm going to use that inch mark. Look at that, beautiful. That this is a little wider, so that's a nice thing. And the last piece of paper, or not even paper, I have is window sheet. So I'll do the same thing. I'll just cut it 1 inch. I don't want to cut it too much. You're not even going to see it because it's see-through. You can even hear it. Really, really nice. So I hope you can see it cuts beautifully. I'm very happy with it. I really like how it just sits flat to the table. I like the pinch marks, you know, for your finger. That's really nice. The Score has the same one. What other features? I like how it's light. I have used it a lot, so I'm very happy with it. I really like the price point of $25, which is a great gift if you have a new paper crafter coming in the family, or you just need an extra cutter to bring to a crop, or you have the old one, you can't get the blades. Like, this is great. I know that the new blades come in a 4-pack. I don't know what the price is. So that's great, and that will last you forever. The new cutter comes with both the scoring blade and the cutting blade in the trimmer, and I'm really happy with it. So I will, this will be up on the YouTube, and I will post it on my website, and I'll also take a couple photographs just so you can see the difference of the blades. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Happy to help you with your order. Again, they are on sale November 1st. Great Christmas present. You know, get a little cardstock and some adhesive and a trimmer, and you have a brand new person. It's a perfect, I guess you need a stamp and ink too, but you can get a nice little gift with not, you know, all the basics that we need. So I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I'm Christine Josty at Mail Something Pretty. Be sure to visit my website at mailsomethingpretty.com and sign up for my website, my emails, and subscribe to YouTube and all that kind of stuff, because I'd like to be in touch. So thank you very much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.